Now, page 4, the Beyond Radical Democrat Party. Look at the growing list of anti-constitutional Marxist socialists now leading the modern Democrat Party. There is the senator from Vermont, yes, but there is now anti-free market blood flowing through the partisan veins of the entire Democrat Party. The congresswoman from New York, the congresswoman from Michigan. Some have said, don't worry about these people. They're nothing more than a fading ideological shooting star streaking across the political sky. Wrong. They are rising stars, the future of the party. And also included on that list is the congresswoman from Minnesota, this radical in a scarf, Ilhan Omar. She's an anti-Semite. That much is crystal clear. She hates Jews. She believes that Israel is occupying Palestinian land. And she sits on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Imagine that. Omar has a say in shaping policy with Israel and how we address radical Islam, aka terrorists. She should be nowhere near that committee. She should be nowhere near Congress. Maybe nowhere near this country or continent. Yet there she is, now a leading voice of the modern Democrat Party on all issues, especially illegal immigration.
I cry every time I see a little girl standing in the desert.
Stop tape. It doesn't happen that way. What's happening at the border some 1,900 times a day now is that you have these illegal aliens violating our sovereignty, walking up to border agents with a child or children in tow, saying the magic word, asylum, and at that point they are processed. And they're brought into our country to be processed. They're not standing in the vast desert, 150 degrees out there. It's the dead of winter right now. Deserts get cold, as a matter of fact, in case you don't know, Omar. They get cold this time of year. But this is not how it's happening. They're not dragging the children through the desert. They're walking up to our border agents because they know there are gaping loopholes in our laws that they're trying to exploit. Do your homework. Roll tape.
Waiting to get processed into this country because I remember what that felt like.
Stop the tape. She's lying. She's lying again. She wasn't processed that way. She came over from Somalia in 1995 with her family. They filled out the refugee paperwork and they were let in. We ought to rethink that, what we did. But that's how she did it, not through the desert. Roll tape.
But the difference between what is happening to some of these little girls and me is that I didn't have a cage waiting for me.
Stop the tape. Let me ask you something, Omar. Let me educate you. Let's say a bad guy runs up to you as you're giving this anti-constitutional rant with that microphone in your hand, runs up to you and rips that scarf off of your head, steals your scarf. So what would you do? Well, you'd call the police. And if they catch the guy, what would they do with the guy? Well, they would put him behind bars, aka a cage. What exactly do you suggest when we have people violate our border, violate our sovereignty, commit a crime? It's a misdemeanor, but it's still a crime. It needs to be a federal crime, I truly believe, but it's a misdemeanor, still a crime. What exactly are we supposed to do with people who commit misdemeanor crimes? Are we supposed to welcome them with open arms? Are we supposed to bake them a cake? Are we supposed to give them a trophy for violating our laws? Or are we supposed to hold them accountable? And in this country, Congresswoman Omar, we hold people accountable, at least we're supposed to. Hillary Clinton got off somehow, but we hold most people accountable for violating the law. And we hold them accountable sometimes in some sort of holding position behind bars. You want to call it a cage? Fine. We've got to hold these people somewhere. If you had your way in the modern Democrat Party, you'd just let them loose. In the United States, say, hey, have a good life. We'll see you later. Don't forget to vote Democrat, because that's what this is all about. This is all about pandering to the Hispanic vote. And hopefully, if you're a Democrat, one day these illegals become eligible to vote. Eligible to vote doesn't mean American citizen, by the way. Look what's happening in San Francisco. They're already allowing non-U.S. citizens to vote. So there you go. That's what this is all about. So when it comes to this lady, two can play this game. Impeachment. Omar should be impeached. Yes, file articles of impeachment against her. Republicans, why don't you show some leadership? It's time. Show some backbone. Do to Omar what you should have done to the previous guy in the White House. You should have impeached Barack Hussein Obama.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.